We're going to talk a little bit about strings, just as a basic thing here. We have really great information in the working with strings section, and then more about strings, where you can get a lot of detail here, a lot of detail. And I'm just giving you an overview. So if we look at working with strings, and we have a bunch of things open, a bunch of the string files open here in Dreamweaver, you can see that we can have single quotes and double quotes. So you can see that we can have single quotes and double quotes. And it doesn't matter. There are differences between the two, and we will explore that. But you can see that this is going to represent the string, anything that's in between. If you want to use quotes, single quotes inside of a single quote enclosed string, then you have to escape things with a backslash in order to tell PHP that this is not to be taken as the close of the string. It doesn't want to represent this. But you want this single quote to be represented within your string. So you do this thing called escaping it, and we'll take a peek at that. And we'll also take a look at the differences between quotes and single quotes. But you can see that you can put things on multiple lines, and concatenate, that means put strings together using the dot as a connector instead of the plus sign, and then end it with a semicolon. So that's multi-line, and it can be multi-line for single quotes or double quotes. And we'll jump into more examples and things like that. We won't save that. And you can do things like regular expressions where you can verify complex things like domain names and email addresses using some logic. And it's pretty cool to be able to do that. And PHP is very powerful for that, as well as parsing your strings and making things format the way you want to. And you can see sprintf is an interesting function to do that and assign variables here, where we assign this DT variable uses sprintf to get the year, month, and day into a certain format. Looks a little strange, but it's very cool. I really love things like that. And different things like formatting output, as you can see. And some things I mentioned with escape strings, that certain characters need to be escaped. And you need to put that backslash in there to take care of that. And it allows you to format your information, your text, as you need to. So there's many different things you can do with strings. This is just, like I said, just a little overview. You can also do substrings and things like that. That means you want to take one string and then find a certain part of the string, and you can base that on the starting and ending range of characters that you want, because strings are really just individual characters that are grouped together. So if we look at this string, for example, just this string, not the whole line, just this string, this is represented by the less than character, the B, the R, and the greater than. So it's represented by 1, 2, 3, 4 characters. And you just have to think of it in terms of that. It is a lot easier to do this with PHP than it is doing it with something like C, for example, where things are treated very similarly, but you just have to watch things a little bit more in these professional programming languages that deal with applications. PHP really helps you along a lot, so you don't want to overcomplicate things, but we'll dive into that as we get into the string section.